While the Indian Air Force grabbed headlines after Operation Sindoor, something bigger and quieter was unfolding at sea. The Indian Navy, long underestimated, is suddenly making China, Turkey, and Pakistan very uncomfortable. From the Mediterranean to the South China Sea, Indian warships are showing the flag in waters that were once off-limits. But what's really happening here? Why is China accusing India of disturbing regional peace? And how did India's navy go from a silent guardian to a global force that's reshaping the world's balance of power? Let's decode India's silent maritime revolution. Stay till the end, because the last part will make you see India's navy in a whole new light. Part 1. The Giant Awakens. Since 1947, India has fought 5 major wars, all on land. But few remember, India also guards one of the world's longest coastlines, over 11,000 kilometers. For decades, the Navy's role was limited: coastal defense, patrol duty, a supporting act. But that's no longer true. Today, the Indian Navy is the most rapidly expanding maritime force in Asia after China. Its mission has changed from protecting borders to projecting power far beyond them. And the world? It's watching with growing unease. Because India's new theatre of power lies right in China's backyard. Part 2. India enters the Dragon's Sea. October 2025. Indian warship INS Sahyadri, a stealth frigate, sails into Busan port in South Korea. For the first time ever, India and South Korea hold joint naval drills in the South China Sea. To most, this sounds routine. To China, this was a red alert. Chinese analysts immediately warned, India is filling the power vacuum left by the US. State media called it part of a containment ring, a strategic effort to box China in. But India's message was subtle and firm. These are international waters. And India, too, has a stake in keeping them free and open. And as China fumed, India took another step, one that Beijing saw as direct defiance. Part 3. India, Australia, and the containment narrative. Just days after the Sahyadri drills, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh met his Australian counterpart in Canberra. The two sides signed new logistics and submarine rescue agreements, boosting India's reach across the Indian Ocean. A senior analyst at the Hudson Institute said, "This directly challenges China's ability to project power across the Pacific and Indian Oceans." India was now coordinating with Australia, Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines, each nation facing its own standoff with China. Beijing saw a pattern. But New Delhi saw something else: partnerships built on shared values, not shared fears. And this isn't just happening in Asia. The Indian tricolour is now sailing into Europe's most contested waters.
Part 4. When India entered the Mediterranean. August 2025. Indian Navy ships INS Vikrant and INS Naval conduct drills with Greece and Cyprus. Almost immediately, Turkish media erupts, accusing India of siding with Greece to corner Ankara. But this was more than symbolism. For India, it was a message, a strategic counter to Turkey's repeated backing of Pakistan. Experts in Ankara called it India's revenge diplomacy. But in truth, it was India's arrival in yet another strategic theater. From the Mediterranean to the Pacific, India's navy was now operating across 3 continents. And that's when even Beijing started echoing Turkey's warning, calling India's navy a disturbing factor in regional peace. Part 5. South China Sea Showdown. August again. Indian warships join the Philippine Navy in the South China Sea, waters that China claims almost entirely as its own. Beijing's reaction? Furious. The Chinese Foreign Ministry warned, no third party has the right to interfere. Chinese destroyers even shadowed Indian ships throughout the exercise. But India didn't blink. Through calm precision, India made it clear: the South China Sea isn't China's lake, it's international waters. It was India's boldest move yet. To stand up for freedom of navigation, right inside China's home turf. And this wasn't a one-off display. It's part of a bigger pattern, a doctrine that's reshaping India's military future. Part 6. Operation Sindoor, India's new doctrine. During Operation Sindoor, the Indian Navy was on full standby in the Arabian Sea. ready to strike Pakistan if needed. Days later, Prime Minister Modi celebrated Diwali aboard INS Vikrant, India's first indigenously built aircraft carrier. A floating fortress of steel and pride. It wasn't just a celebration. It was a statement that India is now a blue water navy, capable of power projection across oceans. And if future conflicts come, India's response won't be limited to the skies or borders, but will strike from beneath the waves and beyond the horizon. The world is finally realizing India's seas are no longer its weak spot. They're its strongest shield. Part 7, the new maritime order. From the Red Sea to the Pacific, India's navy now sails with allies, builds partnerships, and safeguards sea lanes that power the world's economy. China calls it destabilizing. Turkey calls it provocative, but India calls it what it truly is: the responsibility of a rising power. Because in the new Indo-Pacific world order, peace doesn't come from silence, it comes from strength. And strength today sails under the Indian flag. If you're proud of how far India's navy has come, hit that like button for our sailors, comment Jai Hind below to salute the warriors of the sea, and don't forget to subscribe. Because in the next video, we'll uncover how India plans to dominate the underwater domain, with nuclear subs that even China fears. Until then, this is India's time. This is India Ocean.